I want to get a conversation going with you about spatial audio and why spatial audio has benefits over normal stereo. And I have a little goodie for you, which is a video I recorded with Mike Mulshine before we released the song that is out by now called Sittin' On It. And so 360 Jams, I have with my project 360 Jams have asked him if he wants to try out something new and, make an attempt to go away from stereo and listen and experiment with the binaural spatial audio technology that I showed him. So he's one of the first artists that I had the honor of working with, and we both didn't have a clue on how to now mix in this new space. I mean, you literally have the whole sphere to position your individual stems, all of your tracks in. So I want to show you some snippets that I thought might be interesting from our kind of pre-mix Zoom talk about what might sound cool, and him as the artist, expressing to me what he thinks would make sense in that space and what he thought might improve certain things, maybe create a sense of intimacy, and then me also just brainstorming with him. And I think it's always interesting to see how songs that are out there that I like, how they actually were made. Now, especially in the context of spatial audio and this whole new medium where I'm getting bombarded by his 50 stems of like, put it somewhere, and I mean, what can I do? I can make stuff spin around our head. I could find dedicated kind of static position in space of the instruments, or maybe dig a little bit deeper, and I'd love to get your input about that too, what you think, how this space could kind of build a fundament for a better music perception and a better overall listening experience. So check out a few clips that I've recorded and listen to the song and tell me what you think.
I would ideally like there to be one version of it and have just like the spatial audio, the 3D audio version be like, the definitive version of it. I think that'd be cool. As long as it feels like it captures the vibe of the song, which I think it's going to. It's already as I mix it, it's already such like kind of a stereo wash that
right.
I think just adding more motion and spatial dimension to it won't detract from it. I don't think so.
Right.
It'll probably only add a really cool dimension to it. So I'm excited about that. I guess I look at it as like, I was thinking of songs that I would want to do for it, and this is a song that I've been sitting on for a little while, and felt like it would be easier to produce pretty quick too, because I wanted to get it to you soon. It also felt like one that was going to work well for that medium, because it just allows some space. It's like relatively simple kind of, except for like a lot of background tracks, and I think it just allows some space for good amount of space for experimentation. So cool. I'd like the final version to be like whatever version that you and I make, or
right.
what you mix basically. So
you can do it. That's what I'm saying. I'm sitting on it. I'm sitting on it. Fresh talent spitting on it. Stitching phonics, flow is fluid, so melodic. Should be catching record labels if we're honest. Baby, I want it, yeah. Give me faith.
Like kick and snare drum, I was thinking of having like the kick kind of in, like the snare should be usually in the front. Like people tell me that they think it's weird if it's on the side because they're so used to having the drum set mixed in front of them.
Yeah.
And it's so impulsive, I guess. If it's only on your right, then you're kind of like shocked.
Right.
What do you think about the hi-hat? Kind of like a little trippy, like moving.
Yeah, the hi-hat's pretty subtle in this one anyway. I don't have like really strong hi-hat vibes in this piece, so I would I think if it maybe you can go back and forth kind of like across where the drum set range would be, like in the center of the field, or maybe around the listener,
right,
slowly just panning around or something, or maybe bouncing back and forth,
That's a cool idea.
It could like bounce back. Well, yeah, you don't want it to bounce back and forth and make it feel like it's going probably too much. It could be like dizzying. But
catching record labels if we're honest. Baby, I want it, yeah. Give me I'ma need a bigger wallet growing pains. Saw a bigger crib, I bought it bowling lanes. In
Dude, how many background vocals did you record for?
Here's what I did. I was a little lazy, honestly. I just was recording takes and stuff, and just decided to, unwrap all the takes and just try to, and just mix them a little and see if they made that sound good enough, So I just laid on a bunch of takes, and I just fooled around a few times, and I realized that it sounded pretty good, which is like putting all my takes on there. So
dope. Yeah, it's what are your thoughts on those? So we haven't talked about those. They're just like second voices and third and fourth, and maybe just all around you, like fully enveloped by kind of the choir.
Yeah, I think a lot of them, especially the ones that kind of line up on the chorus, which is probably some of the later ones, like 10 through 16 or something, or like 8 or 9 through 16.
Right.
I think they could just be all around and just envelope you. Maybe they could all be, I don't know like how in depth you want to go, but like I could imagine like all of them kind of like slowly just like rotating around while they do that. Like,
I'ma get up out of this mess before I'm in it. Stop making shit. Yeah, I'm making out myself, and I'm just sitting here. Fuck fame, fuck fit. I'ma get up out of this mess before I'm in it. Stop making shit. Yeah, I'm making out myself, and I'm just sitting here.
the B2, D3, and E3, I think, are the ones that are like the most prominent bass notes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're the ones that really hold it down. So those ones maybe should be kind of more front and center.
Right.
And then the others you can put the others maybe bouncing around. That could be cool.
Do it. That's what I'm saying. I'm sitting on it. I'm sitting on it. Fresh talent spitting on it. Stitching phonics, flow is fluid, so melodic. Should be catching record labels if we're honest. Baby, I want it. Yeah.